Hello everyone, my name's Stefan, Botanist Cool, and today we are painting 4 Magma cubes from the classic Creatures Essential set from Wildspire's Miniatures. And if you're enjoying my mini painting videos, make sure to like and subscribe. It's free, it's easy, it's 2 clicks. I can't thank you enough. But let's get on to the fun stuff and these goopy Magma slugs. Straight out of the box, these minis are actually this translucent orange-red color, which I'm not a big fan of for Magma. For fire, that's great and all because fire is this translucent thing, but for Magma, I'm thinking this is like this solid liquid rock, right? You can't just see through it, even though it is indeed a liquid. So I'm like, I want to fix this up. I gave it a spray primer in matte white, and then I painted over everything with pixie dust pink from the D&D Army Painter collab. Now, why did I use pink? Well, it's really simple, actually. I saw a video on the Imperial Fists, and the guy was like, hey, what I do to paint a solid yellow is I actually paint a layer of pink beneath it, and that pink then makes that yellow look better. So I decided to try it. I said, hell, let's give it the best shot because yellow is a pain in the ass to work with anyways, so anything that could help me, I'm gonna try it out. And it worked marvelously. When I put the Averland Sunset on top of the pixie dust pink from Citadel, by the way, I ended up finding this beautiful orangey, glowy, yellow, deep, beautiful color coming out, and I was really happy with it. I'm actually kind of curious to see what other colors would do beneath a yellow. We actually had someone in chat suggesting to either use a flesh tone or a red for different effects as well. So I'm wondering if a flesh tone gives you a more yellow look, like a brighter yellow look, versus red and pink giving you more of an orangey yellow look. I then went on to dry brush the rest of the colors, starting with Rust Monster Orange from the D&D Army Painter collab. I have been enjoying dry brushing so much because it's bringing me the results I really want and allowing me to express a level of color differentiation that does not completely cover the color underneath. Now obviously, like with this yellow, the pink showing through a little bit, but like it's still very clearly yellow. What I wanted here was I wanted to show the slug cooling down a little bit because its internal heat and the heat from the ground itself is going to be super hot. So you're going to have like that white hot heat or you have that yellow hot heat, you know, it's going to be intense. And then slowly it's going to get colder. It's going to start becoming more rocky. And as such, I wanted to use orange to do that and show that. And I didn't want it to completely overtake the yellow because there's still a lot of heat down there. I then used Mephiston Red from Citadel to continue that same process of showing the heat getting colder and colder as it is exposed to the air. In fact, when you look at these guys later on, you're gonna see that red's not as common as it might first appear. Like these guys looked very Cheeto dusty for quite a while. The red only really appeared on a bunch of areas like the back plates and certain areas that kind of spread out along the sides. The insides of the actual magma slugs, like where the bellies would be, it had some red here and there, but it was primarily a lot of orange and yellow, which again is all about the heat, the internal heat of the body being so intense in those areas while everywhere else it's actually cooling down. And lastly, from Army Painter, I ended up using Dirt Spatter as the last bit of dry brushing to show that some parts of the monster just did cool down. Not enough to make these strong, drastic, like rock shells, which they kind of do appear just like rock shells on the back. However, strong enough that it's like there are molten rocks and hardening rocks on top of that molten rock on the actual extremities of this creature, which could provide a level of natural armor, which you could definitely use when you're DMing these monsters. The last thing I did was seal them with my matte sealant, and then I came back and I actually used that gloss varnish again from Army Painters to get a few areas on the inside that I thought would look a little more goopy or liquidy or glassy. Specifically those yellow areas that I thought could use a little bit of a shine. And That was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. For all the little mistakes I did getting that shinier area up somewhere else, I did a quick dry brush of dirt spatter again to get rid of that, and it didn't really do anything too much besides get rid of that gloss where the gloss shouldn't have been. But I am just ridiculously proud of how these guys turned out. They are so fun. They are so cool. And even though I did all 4 of them at the same time with the same method, they all look so different with the colors, just because that's kind of how, I don't know, it's just kind of how it turned out, and it feels like that's exactly how it would look like if you were actually fighting these magma creatures, each of them having a little bit of a different heat distribution, depending on how long they've been up, how much they've been fighting, yada yada yada. I will say, taking photos of these guys afterwards to share with my friends was a pain because of all the bright colors messing with the exposure and the brightness and yada yada yada. Usually I take photos at like a -1 exposure, right? I had to do a -2 exposure while actively changing the lighting of my normal setup. So these guys, their photos look fantastic. Their photos look like they're actually glowing in my personal opinion, and you'll probably see them later on the actual like community page. So look forward to that. But it's just wild. I really like these guys. They are a set of minis that I'm really proud of. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. It's how you help me with the algorithm and how I can make more content like this. I'm just excited to do so, and hopefully you guys are enjoying my little magma slugs and magma this and magma that and all these wild things I'm learning in mini painting. And if you do, I'd be extremely grateful for any and all support. Anyways, y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye, everyone.